Pump up, people.
It's the color.
Energy up. Woo! All right. Okay, here we go. Good morning, everyone. Hi there. I'm going to stand because I'm a little bit passionate, a little bit excited about our topic. And the topic is around mission, vision, values, and opportunities, actually. So I'm going to talk about an opportunity I had this weekend. We went to the air show on Sunday without a lot of discussion around who we were guests of or any details. And we said, yes, we were going to go. We were surprised to find Britton Keck's uncle, Dan, is a fighter pilot, Top Gun, Navy Academy grad, career Top Gun guy. He was the host of the day. Oh, hold on one second. He was the host of the day. Is this okay to leave it like this and type it to my screen? Okay. He was the host of the day, and she told us literally the day before, oh, by the way, here's a news report that was flashed on WISN last night. Interview with my uncle. I was like, wait. Your uncle's a Top Gun pilot? Career Top Gun pilot. Fascinating. Absolutely thrilled that we put the extra effort into going, which I'll get into later why we did that, or how it was extra effort. But we found ourselves in the company of another Top Gun pilot that was so fascinating. Not only is he a Naval Academy grad, Top Gun pilot, Blue Angel, but he was a stunt pilot in the new Maverick movie. Oh. We didn't know he was going to be there. We were absolutely in awe of him, spent a lot of time talking to him and his philosophies on life, his philosophies on service, his philosophies on missions, visions, and values of being a Top Gun pilot. And he said, for the record, the most challenging flight he's ever taken. He's been in Afghanistan, he's been in Iraq, he's been everywhere. He said the most challenging was being the stunt pilot on that movie because they made them do things that you would never normally do. Flying through cannons at top speed, very close to the plane next to you. They're flipping upside down. So when you see that movie, know that that is above and beyond what they ever have done. So he said that was the scariest. Iraq, Afghanistan, not scary. That's what we were born to do. That was scary. So we thought that was really fascinating. Another detail about these Blue Angel. Do you know that the Blue Angels are all Top Gun pilots? Yes. Didn't know that. He said, do you know how close we fly together when we fly? 12 inches. 12 inches. They fly 12 inches apart. Now, we've all been on commercial airplanes, right? And we find turbulence, and turbulence puts you like this, and you all feel it on the plane, and it's crazy. And he said, do you think that we hit turbulence when we're flying close? 12 inches apart? Of course we do. Do you know what turbulence looks like on a Top Gun Blue Angels or any Top Gun fighter pilot plane? It looks like this, barely noticeable to the naked eye, unless you're a pilot 12 inches behind. Barely noticeable. And if you see any movement to the plane in front of you, they drop back 12 inches. They wait for them to stop that little hair of a movement, and then they go right back in. You'd never see it from the ground. They're so controlled. How do they control it? They control the variables. What are the variables when you hit air wind like that? The variables are your knee, your hip, your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist. So they have a way of sitting, you can even see this, where they control every single joint in their body for zero movement, zero variable. And they run the plane with their fingers like this. There's no wrist movement, no elbow movement, no shoulder, no hip, no knee. Everything is like this. They control all the variables. And I want you guys to think about controlling the variables in your business, because that is the ultimate control. When you can control the variables in your business, that is the ultimate control, right? So I want you guys to think about that. That does not have anything to do with what we're going to talk about today, other than mission, vision, and value. Top Gun pilots are on a mission together. They understand their mission together. Their number one goal in life is to serve others, right? They understand their mission together. Let me share my screen and see if I can pull this off. Okay, how do I do this? That one? Oh, hit share. Hit that. There we go. Got it.
Is that where you want to start?
Yep. Right? There can be no question or doubt concerning communication when you're working as a team. And when I talk about team in this organization, I talk about team of everybody in the room, everybody on the screen, everybody in the organization, not whether you're on a team or off a team. This is a mission, vision. We have values. We're heading towards the direction of serving others at all times, right? So I want to introduce you guys to now, share with me, stop sharing this screen. Yeah, don't judge.
I would hate to have some screen pictures. Just saying. I have to take it clear. You have to take it to professionals.
Not my privacy. Not my privacy.
All right. Okay, so let's move on. So we're going to talk about teamwork, and we're going to talk about the thing that Scott Cartvedt, who was the Blue Angels fighter pilot, taught me about teamwork and the ability to bring together like-minded people who are on a mission to represent our country, right? Serve others and represent our country. Well, if we take that down to our organization, who is it that we serve, right? We serve as a leadership team, we serve you all, right? And as an organization, we serve our clients and our friends and those that need us, right? And do we have an organization besides the leadership team that helps represent you all in our organization, right? Who I use the word right a lot. So does Charlie. I also noticed that. Doesn't he use that word right a lot? And so I want to talk about vision, value, perspective. The ALC. Do you guys know what the ALC is? Do people know what the ALC is and what it is? The Agent Leadership Council. It is an organization within our larger organization. It is comprised of the top 20% within our market centers, right? This is the North Shore and Innovation combined ALC. I'll give you a moment to look at those names. And I'm going to talk about who some of those people are on these two screens. They're the top 20%. They get an invitation to be on the ALC. They have to represent our organization or they will not get the invitation, right? No crazy rogue bad behavior is allowed on the ALC. They are the ultimate representation of our organization. They are comprised of individual agents, very experienced long-term agents, people who run teams, people who are on teams. Clarify, a team gets an invitation to be on the ALC. Either the Rainmaker is on the ALC or they choose one member of the team to represent on the ALC. Right? So you see individual agents, you see team members, you see Rainmakers, you see power producers, and you see newly licensed agents like Abby Wall down in the bottom right-hand corner, who is a newly licensed agent who's blowing it up and got herself in the top 20% in no time flat. Right? So we've got newly licensed agents that are well represented. We've got powerhouses well represented. These are the people that help make decisions within our organization. Right? And if you guys do not know, I'm gonna go back up. Oops. This is our Lake Country group: Karen Trimble, Nikki Kunick, Mary Beth, Annie, Katie Tessmer, John Lorenz, Leanne, Bruce, Connie, Robin. Unbelievable smattering of individual team members. These are the leaders of this organization. The leaders are not the leadership, the executive leadership team, the ELT that runs our group. The leaders are actually our Agent Leadership Council, who help make decisions for this organization. Now, it is an honor to be on the ALC. It's an invite only. And not only do you get the invitation, but it requires what we call an interview or a conversation before you actually are appointed to the ALC. So you get the invitation, you set up an appointment with Charlie, and he sits down with you and talks about the responsibility of being on the ALC, representing well, leading our group, helping make decisions. And sometimes they're tough decisions with regards to these market centers, right? So the ALC is not taken lightly by anybody who has the opportunity to serve. And I am going to, now I might need a little bit of help with this, but I'm going to call on a couple of ALC members and ask them some specific questions. They are on the screen, so you guys take your volume, unmute yourselves. Abby Wall, Natasha Duvall, Peter Gosman, and Brian Schweppe are going to be on the screen today, and they're going to talk about some of the reasons why they're on the ALC. Why did they aspire ever in their career with KW to be on the ALC if they watched what happens when you're on the ALC? What were the benefits to them? And what are the benefits to all of you to have a dynamic ALC? So I'm going to start with Peter Gosman. Peter, why are you on the ALC?
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm on the ALC because I was asked, you know, when kind of relating back to your Blue Angels thing, if someone offers you a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask what seat, just get on and figure it out. So when I first saw the ALC board at the Office Center in my first week back in August of 2019, I said, what is that? They said, well, that's our top agents, that's our ALC. And so I said to myself, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on that board. That was a goal that I set for myself. And at first it was ego driven, right? I'm going to be a big hitter. I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to be among those people. As time went on and I became more aware of KW culture and more aware of what being at Keller Williams had given to me, it became an opportunity for me to serve. I was raised with a sense of duty. My mother often quoted the Bible. I didn't know that it was a quote from the Bible. It's Luke 12:48, and kind of loosely translated, depending on which version you're reading. Much is expected from those to whom much has been given. And Keller Williams has given me so much. It's been the absolute best place that I've ever worked, and I have considerable experience at working in different places. Fortunately or not, but I've never been poured into from so many people and helped from so many people, from the top producers in our market center, to the top producers in southeastern Wisconsin, to new people. I can ask for help from anyone, and I get that. The Keller Williams ethos, the WI4C2TES, just matches so well with the way that I have to live my life, that I've found the best place I've ever been. And now I think I have an obligation and an honor, and that I get to give back. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Peter. Funny that you should give that quote. That is a quote I have repeated to my children. And it is not taken lightly with me. That's funny you even say that, because that is something I wrote down this morning in my notes to even talk about. Tell me again, when much
Much is expected from those to whom much has been given.
Yes.
I've been richly blessed. I'm the luckiest person that you know. And I have to give that back and I have to share that.
Yes, my line
I
was
get to share that.
too much that has been given, much is expected in return, right? And giving back is the key to this organization, right? Sharing with others. That's the culture. All right, let's move on to Natasha. Natasha, what was something that was the ALC something you aspired to do when you first joined KW? When you learned about the ALC, was that something you aspired to?
Well, I believe at first I was probably intimidated by it, the idea of being in the top 20% and what I could do. But as I became more and more educated with the ways of Keller Williams and, taking Bold and all of the other things that I mean, gosh, the continuing education that goes on in the different seminars, I realized that I would like to be part of that 20%. And so I believe, and Maureen and I talked about this a little bit, I looked at it for a couple of years and said, oh, I'd love to be in that group. How am I going to get there? Well, with some diligence and some perseverance, I got there. But it wasn't without all the tools and the culture that Keller Williams provided. After coming from many other different companies, we had nothing like it. So honestly, now that I'm a part of the ALC, I'm thrilled to be a part and to give back whatever I can from my, 30 years of being in the real estate business.
Perfect. Thank you. Abby, what do you think the benefit to the Market Center is of having a dynamic ALC?
Yeah, I think one thing that drew me to switch over to Keller Williams last year was the abundance culture and the abundance mindset that I've seen here and experienced here. And now I feel like I'm getting to experience that firsthand on the ALC, and that people on the ALC are very generous and willing to share, and that trickles throughout the entire culture. And having been on a lot of different teams over the years and in a couple different companies, I find that oftentimes that like engaged participation in an organization is such a game changer. Like to have engaged people who are contributing and wanting to be a part of it and wanting to contribute and give back to an organization is just sets the whole tone. And I'm so thankful that I made the switch to KW last year and been able to experience that. Especially in the real estate world, I feel like the abundance mentality is harder. Well, it's just harder to find in the real estate world. I think it's very scarcity driven, not enough clients, not enough business. We have to fight for what we can get. And it's very opposite of that here. And I love it. I'm really thankful to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you. Brian Schweppe.
Morning.
Good morning. Have you personally or professionally benefited from being on the ALC? Well, let's go back to this. Why did you aspire to be on the ALC? And what did it feel like when you got that invite?
Boy, well, I feel like I can relate to Peter a lot. Being invited. I think what's great about the ALC is that we're represented by all different types of businesses, different sizes, different shapes, different approaches. And similar to Peter, when you first walk in the office and you've got this wall of fame, essentially, I feel like if you're not trying to get in that group, I wonder where one's head might be at. So that was one of the earliest thoughts I had was, boy, how cool would it be to be up there with these rock stars? And as a small business owner, I run a really small team with one admin, and it's healthy and productive. It's a great place for me because there are so many people that I can attach myself to, that I can learn from, that I can model after. And I remember in family reunion a few years ago, Jay Papasan was teaching a class, and he was talking about how you need models for every aspect of your life, professional and personal. Sometimes the personal model may not be the best choice for a professional model, and the other way around. And that really hit me. And I think this is a group that really reflects that. I can always go to somebody for help. My father always told me that to be a successful business owner, you need to surround yourself by people that are smarter than you, better at it than you, more wise than you, more experienced. and that to really lean on them and take advice, take mentorship in order to play up and continue to challenge yourself. So have I personally benefited from the ALC? Absolutely, 100%. I can't imagine a better group to be associated with. Out of a roster of well over 100 agents, this is a short list, and it's quite an honor to be invited to participate. I think one thing that I really love about the ALC is that our discussions almost always end up getting cut short. An hour is never enough. Once a month is never enough. We always have an absolute blast, and having influence in the growth and culture direction of our market center is one of my top achievements in my short career as a realtor, as a business owner. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Natasha, can you share with us what have you personally or professionally benefited from being on the ALC? And let's go back to previous being on the ALC to where you are today. And has the ALC been an influence in where you are today?
Absolutely. What it really, when you meet with this group, this lovely group of people from many ends of, like Brian just said, of the business, new versus me, that's been around forever, and we come together, I think one of the biggest benefits, and it's helped me grow, is that we all come together and we all talk about this business. We all have the same goal. I mean, really, to be a great service provider to our clients, moving forward, selling houses, condos, whatever. We're all here for the same, business, but you can get something wonderful from anybody, from an individual agent, a big team member, and the collaborative connection that we have when we meet is just so fantastic. So what it's done for me in my business was to go from a solo agent to putting together a team, starting my team, and then where I am today. Gosh, with that guidance and that framework and looking at everyone else's businesses, I went from, I don't know what it was, 6 million a year as an individual agent, sometimes 10 million, to, now where we are now with 8 people on a team and doing about, I don't know, where are we? 35, 40 million, something like that. So it's a mind blower, but I had wonderful people around me on the ALC, and we have great meetings. If anyone's aspiring to be on this, there are wonderful structured meetings. There are meetings that we connect on a human level, not just on a business level. So I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but I certainly have grown and experienced terrific mind expansion, different thinking, some things that I can generate and give to others, but others give to me. So absolutely, the growth has been terrific.
Thank you. And Peter, what would you say the biggest benefit to the Market Center for having an ALC? All these market centers have ALCs. What are the benefits to those market centers? Give me just a couple of things that you think benefit the market centers and the agents in the market center. Peter.
Okay,
Peter.
I've only been doing these Zooms for about 3 years. I'll figure out how to unmute soon. I think one of the benefits that I got from people on the ALC before I joined was people that were in culture, people that had followed the models and follow the systems. I keep going back to something Brian and I have shared, which is imposter syndrome. Oh my God, they're going to figure me out. They're going to bounce me right out of this place. And we switched that from imposter syndrome to growth syndrome. Okay, I'm not really where I want to be, but just look at all these tools that we have and these systems and models that we have so that I can get on the road. So for me, seeing other people that are in culture, that have experienced the culture, that have gone through Bold, that are, Tosh said something, her former production is now a rounding error. I used to do 5 million, 35 points. So it's a way of being around people and getting the growth. I'm looking at what is my perfect life. And I want to help people get that perfect life. Is my perfect life being an MREA? Maybe. Is my perfect life being able to send my grandkids to private high school? Maybe. One of the things that I got from someone who's not on the ALC, from Patrick Young, who was asked me how I was doing when I was about 6 months into the business. And I said, well, it's really not what I don't know. And he said, all right, how many deals have you done? how many listings? And I told him, and he goes, all right, here's what I want you to do. Shut the F up and keep doing what you're doing. And that gift was, just you're on the right path. Just keep doing what you're doing. And there are so many people around that can help. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is raise your hand and ask. And people on the ALC, our colleagues, the whole squad will come running to give you the help that you need. And I mean, if the ALC can help spread that culture at all, that's, I think, the benefit to the Market Center. And that's what I want to try to do.
Yeah, thank you. I think that Brian said really well is if you are in the room, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? Surround yourself with those that are running the game faster and better or harder or smarter. Actually, for me, the key was learning how to run this business smarter and not harder. I think that's one of the things I learned when I came to KW and when we got into this ALC group and I watched how people were running their businesses and I started to realize I am running so hard. How about just run a little smarter? Let's listen to the smarter people in the room, activate some of the things that they do, which takes you to Mega Camp and Family Reunion. When you attend those, you're in the room with the smartest people in the organization, in the big wide organization. That's where I also learned how to work smarter, much smarter. I have such an amazing, well-rounded life. I take time for myself. I have a great time. I have a really lovely life right now. And one would think that all I do is work 7 days a week. Absolutely 100% not true. I have learned how to work smart and activate some of these tools to do so. And I think that the ALC is the group that actually makes each other accountable, right? We discuss our goals with each other in the beginning of the year. We check in mid-year, we check in almost every month, but mid-year we discuss our goals again and we realign and we make sure that whatever your goal is, are you actually moving towards that goal? Whatever that goal is, it doesn't matter if your goal is 5 million, 10 million, 100 million, it does not matter. What is your goal? What's your plan and how are you going to get there? And let's make each other accountable. Those are some other benefits of the ALC. And in doing that, right, and in serving the ALC on that level as a leadership group, what does that ALC do? They go around and they mentor others on the same level, right? Those are the byproducts of being on a strong ALC is they turn around and mentor others. They're the leadership in the organization that is showing everybody how this is done, right? So I wanted people to learn, what is the ALC? They walk in, the wall, actually during the renovation, the wall came down, it's about to go back up. I wanted everyone in this organization to understand what is the ALC and to aspire to it if it is something that you want to do. Right? Put that on your vision board, me and my vision boards, put that on your vision board, make it something that, a year, 2 years, 3 years, I want to be on the ALC because the business of the people on the ALC rises a little quicker, a little stronger. They make each other accountable. It's an amazing group. So I wanted the organization to understand what is the Agent Leadership Council. So when they walk into this office and people say, why are those pictures up on that wall? You can all talk about that. Right? You can all say, this is the group meets regularly once a month. It's a commitment. And you think once a month isn't a big commitment? Janine Warner sitting here to my right, she's like, oh yeah, it's a commitment. But we get in the room and it gets so fired up that nobody wants to leave. And I'll tell you, last week's meeting was a fired up conversation around some cultural things that may get some adjustment. And it was so much fun to see that energy in the room around that topic. And so I just want to share with everybody, what is the ALC? How do you get on the ALC? What is that wall of pictures? Each of the Market Centers has a wall of pictures of the ALC so you can understand that and share with others. And you know what? Co-brokes come in. They want to know what the ALC is. We want you guys to be able to speak to that when they come in for a closing and they're in the conference room, because here in this Market Center in North Shore, it's going to go into one of the conference rooms so that you walk by the glass, you see it, you're in a closing. Your co-brokes are going to ask that question and you want to answer. What is the ALC? So we wanted to share with you guys that leadership, and it goes back to the Blue Angels. We're not quite the Blue Angels, but boy, do we aspire to be, right?
Absolutely.
I was so inspired by these two Top Gun guys. And truth be told, they both were seniors in high school when the first Top Gun came out, and that's what motivated them. But if you don't know, getting into the Naval Academy, step one to becoming a Top Gun is near impossible, right? So I looked at that this weekend and I went, that is the ultimate, right? That's the ultimate, but it brought it right back to this organization. And how do we run? We run tight. We're on a mission together. We share our values and our beliefs, and we put them together in a small group that says, this is how the agents want to be represented. So guys, when you see that wall and you have a question about anything, ask somebody on the wall. Say, what is it like to be on the ALC? Or I have something I want the ALC to talk about, right? Take the time, seek those people out and say, thank you for serving in the ALC, because it is a commitment, right? And there are expectations, and the benefits are high, but there are very high expectations of those that serve. So on that note, we're gonna move on. Okay, so share screen. Oh no, I'm gonna go smaller and I'm gonna go, you can share screen. And then go here. Share. Thank you. Overview. See, I used to run these things all the time, right? This was my job before Charlie Stelly came along and a couple of other team leaders before him. And it's so fun. And yesterday he's like, I don't know if you're prepared. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Get out of here. He's like, I don't know. We might have to cancel. I go, move over. I can do this. Right. So we're moving on from ALC. And I want to talk about another thing that is culturally very important in our organization. And I do not feel we have talked about it in a very long time. And so I'm going to talk about the KW local funds and KW Cares in general. We all have heard, you hear about KW Cares. What is KW Cares? And I actually want to talk about our KW Cares local fund. We have a fund locally within our market centers that agents who have been given much in life, much like Peter said, have found a way to give back to their local agent population when there's a big need. And we're talking about big needs. Somebody is diagnosed with cancer. Their family is really struggling to get through it. KW local fund can jump in, right? There's a dollar amount that is held in a separate account that is prepared to help families in need. And I've asked Janine Warner to come up here with me. She's going to share the screen with me. Hold on, let's see what it. Tosh, I don't know why Tasha's.
I know, Tasha, you're so pretty.
Yeah, how do you get Tasha's screen? Hi, Tasha. Okay, but if we're talking, I want them to be able to see her.
They can see her.
Oh, awesome.
Is that Charlie?
Oh my God. I cannot get away from you.
What the heck?
I thought she said she was prepared.
I cannot get away from you, can I? I'm like, oh, you're going to be in the car. You won't be able to watch this.
Oh, we're gonna have to drop that call.
Yeah. Delete.
Whoops, sorry.
Delete. You know he's my biggest critic, right?
And fan.
My job, no, I wouldn't say that. My job is to pump him up. His job is to keep me under control. All right, let's move on. So KW local fund I want to talk about. Designed to help local associates and their families in times of need. And the KW local education fund is designed to assist agents in their educational pursuits in order to build a business worth owning. There are many people on this call and in this room and in all the rooms in the other market centers. There are quite a few people that have benefited from the KW local education fund. The local education fund is, I'm a new agent. I want to blow my business up. I want to go to Bold. I want to go to Mega Camp, and I don't have the funds to do that. I just spent money getting my license and getting my business going and quitting my full-time job. And I really, really need to go to Bold and get my business going. How do I do that? KW Local Education Fund will help on a level, whether it's 50% or 100%, depends on your application and your request and the number of applications we receive for that event. There's a budget, right? So the KW Local Education and the KW Local Help Fund is an amazing way for those that have been given to give back, right? You found success through this organization, right? You have found mentors, you have found people that are there to help you grow to the level that you're at. Maybe it might be a time for you to give back, and we haven't talked about it much. So Janine, myself, a number of other people have benefited greatly from our association with KW, and our training and our business and our personal life has blown up because of it. And because of that, we have found an avenue to give back. So I'm going to ask Janine a little bit about why she decided we're talking many years ago, to give to the local fund and how she can implore others to do the same.
So first of all, giving back makes you happier. It's contagious. It's great for your health. And you actually forget that you're doing it because it comes out of your your checks. So when Maureen approached me yesterday about talking about this, I forget that I'm donating. It's a portion of every single transaction. And so after having that conversation, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go back in and make an adjustment. I need to increase my charity to the KW local. I just know that for several of us, maybe not in this room, have been recipients of the local and the education fund, and it's extremely important. And it does have building a sense of community and giving back. So if you are having proceeds taken out of your check on any of these levels, I encourage you, I challenge you to go back and look at that and increase that amount. And if you aren't giving back, I encourage you and challenge you to do so. And I think Maureen is going to have something sent out to everyone. It's a form that you can basically designate a portion. It's a dollar amount typically from every paycheck. You will make an impact. You will not know really specifically where that money is going to as far as a local fund. If someone is having an issue, you're impacting without knowing it, which is actually the best impact, I think. So anyway, that's it. Do it.
Thank you. So she's right. I mean, we're not talking hundreds of dollars. We're talking $5. I mean, $5, $10, whatever you feel comfortable with. You fill out this form. It goes back into accounting, and every closing, $5 goes towards the KW Local Cares Fund, or the KW Local Education Fund, or the KW National Fund. I will say this: the National Fund has so much money in it. I mean, they actually fund bigger than the Red Cross when there's a crisis in the country. If there's a hurricane that touches down and takes out a whole town, KW has serious semis. If you haven't ever seen them, white semis that say KW Cares, that are the first, they roll in before the Red Cross rolls in, and they come in with semis filled with things, food, equipment, whatever they need in that town for that moment. So KW National Fund is amazing, and they do amazing things. There's a whole organization that runs that. The KW Local Fund, I feel very strongly about, because we're taking care of our people right here. And again, as she was saying, Jeanine was saying, you will never know who makes the asks, but it's an application process, and it's there to jump in when there's a family in serious need, serious trouble. We're there to help take care of them. So I encourage you guys. You will receive an email with the form. We will also have the form at each of the front desks of the market centers, and you can pick that up, fill it out, hand it back to the front desk if you'd like, or fill it out online and send it back to Jen or Charlie or me or Mandy or Josh or Diana, anybody. Just get the form back to whoever you want to get back to, and they will take care of whatever the actual auto deduct is. But I would encourage you guys to do so. Okay, hold on. Why am I not able to? Oh, there we go. Pay it forward. Ongoing contribution to one of the KW local funds. We have options to set up a small monetary donation that recurs on each transaction. Interestingly, Jeanine said, you know what, I set that up so many years ago. If somebody were to come to me and ask me to up that, I would have upped it. Nobody ever asked me. I mean, nobody gets involved in this decision. Nobody has any access to this. This is private information. So you do what you can do and take it from there. All right, upcoming training and events. I want to talk about Mega Agent Camp, because obviously I'm going, and I want to encourage as many people to join me as possible. Jeanine is going, Natasha is going, Martha Ola is going, Will Stelle is going, Newbie is going, KG is going. Become part of the cool kids crowd. I'm telling you, it changes your life. It gets you into culture. You surround yourself with people who are doing this business way higher than you are, way higher than I am. I go, I learn amazing things, and it literally is a day and a half obligation. It's not a huge obligation, but it's time well spent with people who are there on the same mission with you, right? So this world is run by those that show up, and you're known by the company you keep. That's all I'm going to say on that. So Mega Agent Camp, I encourage you guys to go. Tickets are on sale now. I think they've got about 5,000 people in attendance, and it's quite different from Family Reunion. So I would encourage anyone and ask any of us who are going. We're going to put up a board that in each of our market centers with the agents that are attending. So you can look and say, hey, Abby Wall, why are you going? Hey, newbie, why are you going? You ask the agents when you see their name in the wall. Tell me about that. I called an agent the other day from the Southwest Market Center, relatively new to the organization, a young powerhouse. He and his dad have a team. I called him up the other day and I said, hey, why aren't you going to Mega Camp? Because nobody asked me to go and I really don't know what it's about. I went, what? Are you kidding me? So just putting it up here on the screen does not assume you all know that this is something you should be going to. We try and tell you that, but I think it's the personal conversations that we have with those that are going and those that have been in the past that I would encourage you guys to take it to the next level. If you're thinking about it, we will welcome it. Seek me out. I'm happy to talk about it with anybody. Oh, Austin's a good time, as Willie Stelle says. Yeah, it is a good time. The piano bar at the end of the night, honestly, it's the best place ever. Okay, moving on. Kathleen Wooten, I'm going to let you talk about the training calendar.
Hey, good morning, guys. So this week, just wrapping up the month of July before we move into August here, we have a lead generate for listings panel tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock with Charlie. A couple of guest speakers that are going to be on there. This is our monthly conversation we've been having about how are we going out and getting those listings at this point in time, especially as we feel the shift, and what about how we're getting those listings needs to shift with us. Then also this week, we have the book club in Tosa on Thursday afternoon. And we also, just so you guys know, marketing is on Zoom this week on Thursday. So next slide. So again, the panel is on Wednesday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then one more plug for James Shaw, guys. Seats are filling up fast. Make sure you do not miss out on this opportunity. He only comes around once every blue moon. I think this is actually probably the first time we've had him in our area. So it's not an opportunity that you're gonna really ever get again. Please, please, please be there for James Shaw. I did send out some information about who James Shaw is yesterday, so watch that little video so that you know what to expect from this. It's a full day at the New Berlin Ale House. Lunch will be provided, and it's fairly affordable. So please, please attend James Shaw. I'm guaranteeing you guys will get something out of it.
And it will start to fill up because they opened it up to Chicago and Green Bay. So get your registration in.
And then last but not least, guys, here's the August training calendar. You see all those pretty colors on there? That means we have a lot of events going on in all of our offices. So watch for this, watch for my weekly emails. You guys will know everything that's going on, but we're gonna have some pretty exciting stuff starting the beginning of August.
And note that there's no Maureen and Friends on the month of August because I'll be at Mega Camp for the end of August. And I would encourage you, if you want to spend time with me, come to Mega Camp. All right, I'm going to wrap up with one last, okay, tell me again how I do the stop sharing screen. Okay, cool. There you go. Okay, I'm going to wrap up with one last conversation about this event on Sunday, which struck me like lightning. When Scott Cartvet, the Top Gun guy, said at the very end, he said, I want to share one philosophy in my life that has proven to be my strongest philosophy on my decision making, and that was being a yes person. He said something very simple. Yes opens doors. And I have spent 2 days thinking about that. Yes opens doors. And it took me back to when Brittany invited us to go down to the Blue Angels to the air show. I was thinking, oh, we have a busy weekend. We've got something on Friday night. We have to drive 5 hours north to a very small Stelle family reunion with some of our favorite cousins who are coming in from around the world. And I really wanted to see them on Saturday night, Sunday. This event is on Sunday. If we drive 5 hours north, can we get up at 5 a.m., make it back for the Blue Angels on Sunday? I didn't even hesitate. First of all, you all may not know, Blue Angels don't always do Thunderbirds, and they call the Thunderbirds kind of the second tier. Thunderbirds usually do the air show. Blue Angels is a big deal. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say no to this. I'm gonna talk Rick Stelling into this. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna say yes. I said yes. Look at the door that it opened for me. Rick is a veteran, meant the world to listen to these guys talk about the importance of serving our country. That means so much to Rick Stelling. He was Air Force vet. I mean, it's important part of his life. And just the door that it opened when we watched Scott speak, this pilot, Rick said to me, we need to get him into a KW family reunion event on stage. And I said, there has to be a need. He's got to be associated with an organization that has a need. That those are the people that make it into the one piece of family reunion is they have to have a need. And KW raises insane money for that organization when that person's on stage. He wraps up his talk with veterans prevention of suicide. 22 vets a day, right? Commit suicide. 22 vets a day commit suicide. And I looked at Rick, I go, boom, there it is. That's the need. And he said, I help recruit for the Naval Academy that hopefully turns people into Top Gun pilots. And I also run this foundation. And I thought, there you go. And so I thought, if I hadn't have said yes, all of these things would not have happened for me today, right? And so people who are on the screen and people in the rooms, all the rooms, think about, are you yes people or are you not? Those people who are yes people can unequivocally say opportunities have happened for them that they wouldn't have had they not been a yes person, right? Doors have opened for those that are yes people. For those people that struggle with saying yes, baby steps at a time, just baby steps. Don't pause and say maybe, pause and say, yeah, I'm gonna really work on thinking about that. You don't have to jump in and say yes like I sometimes do. You can pause, but don't say no. There are people on the screen, people in the room that are stuck in a place in life, and they're stuck because they say no too often. And they don't realize that opportunities happen to those who say yes. So the final moment of this guy speaking to all of us was that yes opens doors. So I implore you all to become yes people. Opportunity to get on the ALC, you say yes. Opportunity to give back to others because so much has been given to you, you say yes, right? Become part of the in crowd of the yes crowd. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for your time. Let you go to your market centers, talk about new listings and anything else. Yes. Oh, Brokers Open plug. Guys, we're going to start activating Brokers Opens and encouraging Brokers Opens. I almost missed this last little piece. The benefits of Brokers Opens. Obviously, the agent hosting the listing gets as many brokers through their agents through the door as possible, right? See their listing. Opportunity number 2, agents need to see listings, and Tuesday Brokers Opens gives you the largest opportunity to see as many of the new listings as possible in about an hour and a half, 2-hour time period, right? 3, if you're a newly licensed agent and you want to hammer through and see properties and spend time around experienced agents at one time, that's when you're going to go see those properties. Spending your time at open houses on Sunday is important, but you're missing the piece about spending time in conversation. I will tell you, the conversations that happen at Brokers Opens amongst co-brokes is the game, right? We talk about new listings. We talk about challenges we have in our business. New agents get to listen to all that conversation. We all see each other. We're happy to see each other. They see the relationship, right? We have with co-brokes, and relationships are the name of the game, right? If you don't have relationships, you're going to struggle through all of your transactions. Brokers Opens is where it all happens. Right. And if you meet an agent that you think, or you see an agent there, you have an opportunity to build your downline, have a conversation about KW. If KW makes an impact on your life, don't we want to share that with others, right? That's the point. You glow when you're in the right environment, right? And that glow is obvious to others. People have said that to me many times. The glow is obvious. And so you have to understand, why do you have that glow? And then you want to go and share that with others. So I would encourage you guys to get back on the Brokers Open bandwagon, start visiting Brokers Open tours on Tuesdays. We have a couple of them listed today. So get out there, be seen, right? It's nice to be seen, and mix it up with other people. On that, have a great day, guys. Adore you all.
Thank you.
Well,
Are you making things?
No, I'm not Brokers Open.
Ready, fans?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, please.
So this ALC thing,
Yes.
Wait, I'm gonna speak on this. Okay, well, can you pick this up? I'm doing new listings at Byron.
I love that someone's asking me about ALC already.
All right, well, you just need that. Okay. All right. Oh, you're good.
Yes, ma'am.
I've seen that wall and wondered about it. Did not know why. All right. Can everyone's attention, please? All right. Yes, we're gonna do, new listings and buyer needs.
All right.
Well,
We're doing the listing, so I've got a condo downtown.
Okay. What's the address?
1 bed plus 10. 1 full bath. 350 Riverview's balcony. It'll be live in mid-August.
Excuse me. We're doing buyer need or
Reach out
listings.
to me if you're interested.
Sorry, what was the address? I couldn't hear.
Just say downtown condo.
Okay.
Riverviews. Reach out if you're interested. We'll be going up to market until mid-August, but open the conversations now. 365 now, might be different later, we'll see.
Okay.
I have one. Address is 16855 Pepper Lane. In Brookfield, and price is gonna be $579. Going live Friday. So 4 bed, 2 full bath, 2 half bath. On the market for the first time in 44 years. It's an awesome family home. It's got a lot of awesome features and bones to it. There's finished basement with a full basement with fireplace. There's a fireplace on the first floor as well. Yeah, just great.
Okay.
That needs a little facelift.
Got it. Thanks. All right. Anyone else? Yep.
I have one.
Oh, I'm gonna get Sarah Reardon first, and then you have 2.
Yeah, we have 2.
All right.
Rare, it's a ranch in Tulsa.
Okay.
Has a really beautiful finished basement with generator, the whole like super cool.
Okay. Cool. What's the next one?
And then our second property is, let's just put Natch Park. So it'll be a single party currently, 179. This is
Okay.
move it ready.
Okay. When is, oh, it's single party.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then who on the Zoom was, had one?
Sydney, I have one. This is Macy with FRG
Oh.
team.
Okay. Hi, Macy.
Hi. I have a single party as well.
Okay.
It's in the Cudahy. It's 1.3 million. 2 bed, 2 bath, and it's able to be shown this week.
Okay.
And then Lexi has some as well.
Okay.
Right. And then next one is 4100 North Ardmore. Price is $375. It is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and will be active on August 11th. And that is a full flip.
Okay.
And then last one is 3631 West Brittany Court in Mequon.
Brittany?
Yes, Brittany. It is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Price is $539, and we will be active on August 12th.
Perfect. Great.
And that is
thank
it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anyone else from the Zoom? Yep, Ellen
I have
Droga.
one.
Perfect.
I've got one at 1675 North 120th Street in Wauwatosa. And it's been redone. It's in fabulous shape, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And showings will start Wednesday, $399.
Thank you. $399.
Sydney,
Yes, who is that?
this is Macy again with
Oh.
the Paul Gruen Gallagher team. Sorry. I announced this last week, but we have a listing 3419 West Meadowview Court going into coming soon today, and then it'll go active right away tomorrow. So we're trying to get the word out there.
Okay.
It's 4 beds, 2.5 bath.
Price.
585.9.
Okay.
Let me just confirm that 1 second. Sorry, I just want to make sure. Kind of like running around with my head cut off. Hold on. I'll just put it in the chat. Thanks, Sydney.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I have one as well. This is Mike Langenau.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1657 Whistling Hill Circle in Heartland.
Okay.
Listing price right now is going to be 1.45.
Okay.
When delayed today, it'll go live on Thursday, the 28th. And then it's a 5-bed, 3.5 bath.
Cool.
And it's a ranch with an HOA, so just pool and basketball court and cookout area. And it is Lorenzo Cain's old house from the Brewers.
What was that?
It's Lorenzo Cain's house. He played for the Brewers.
Oh, cool.
But, yeah.
Fun fact. All right. Anyone else on the Zoom?
Hi, Sydney.
Hey, Sydney, it's Kyle.
Oh. All right, let's start with Julie.
Okay, I have one. It's coming, well, it's 8151 North Seneca in Foxborough. And it's going to be 325 or so. We're just nailing down the price. And it'll be going live August 4th. And it's 4-bedroom, 1 bath. Super cute Cape Cod, has a main floor bath, main floor bedrooms. The basement is partially finished, all brick. Super cute house.
Perfect. Thank you. And then did I hear Kyle Clemens?
Yes.
All right. So you have
2513 to 15 North Kramer duplex
sorry, what was that? 2513.
and 2515
Oh,
North Kramer.
okay.
Be priced at $399.9. It is in delayed, goes live the 28th.
All right.
It is a 4 bedroom and then 1/1 bath.
Cool.
Again, duplex, uppers rented, good cash flow. So great investment property.
Perfect. All
How
right.
many garages on that, Kyle?
None, no parking.
Got it.
Okay, cool. All right.
3356 North 90th Street.
Okay. 299.
219.
Okay.
Live 84. 32.
All right.
Park, nicely updated.
Is that CO?
KOD.
KO. Okay.
And
Cool.
then Big Jansa. Lake Drive in Fox Point.
Okay.
8:50. And that's for the live day, probably next week.
Okay. Say 8-4.
8:4, yeah, that's fine. 4 bed plus office. And then 2 full, 2 half baths. New kitchen, very stylish, huge lot.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyone else on the Zoom? Nope. All right, cool. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great day.